Hello, this is Daniel Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. I love making predictions, connecting the dots, reading the tea leaves, gazing into my personal crystal ball. And along those lines, one of the most significant things about this year's Invictus Launch Week sale was the thing you couldn't buy. The Squadron 42 add-on package, which disappeared from the Pledge store without any announcement or fanfare on about May 21st. At the start, I ignored this because screw-ups happen, and they could have happened when they were updating the product list for the other new Invictus ships. Then on the 28th, a week later, Xylo made the following reply to an inquiry on Spectrum. Squadron 42 has been removed from the store at its current price, but will return at a later time. This change is not meant to signify anything other than an expected price change. Now, to backtrack for those who aren't following the project closely, what is Squadron 42? It is the Persistent Universe's companion standalone game. It is the successor to the Wing Commander and Freelancer lines of products. It is single-player, standalone, mostly linear storyline with some branches and alternative plot paths, and is going to make you feel like you are inside of a movie. And not just any movie, but one with an A-list cast of well-known stars, fully rendered in 3D motion capture. You might say that's hella ambitious, and you'd be right. You might also say that it's going to be a huge sink of time and money to create, and you'd be even more right. And you might say, why haven't we heard more about this? And that is because CIG, as open as they've been about development in the Persistent Universe, have been for the last few years even more secretive about Squadron, wanting to control spoilers and build a hype in a controlled crescendo until it is finally ready for play. And with that background, I return to Xylo's statement. Squadron 42 has been removed from the store at its current price but will return at a later time. This change is not meant to signify anything other than expected price change. This might not seem to say much, but to my analytical mind it says a lot. Specifically, 1. The removal was not accidental. 2. The removal was temporary. 3. The removal was part of some sort of larger plan change. 4. The plan is not yet ready to be implemented. 5. The plan changes what CIG believes it should charge for Squadron. And 6. It took a week to write this single-sentence reply. That means it had to be approved, possibly by multiple people high up. If this was some sort of a decision to say, well, we've been selling this for $45 forever, the price of AAA games is now higher than back then, it should be $50 now, then they would just do it. Your grocer doesn't change the price of an avocado by stopping selling avocados for a week. Corporate behavior tends to follow Newton's first law of motion. Things sitting still remain sitting still, and things moving continue to moving in a straight line unless acted on by some force. This is called inertia. Planets change their direction of movement, therefore some force was acting on them, and that led Newton to the laws of gravity. And in CIG, nothing has been sitting still longer than the $45 price of the Squadron 42 add-on. And now it's moving. Ergo, something is acting on it. What is it? Besides, if CIG feels that they have to raise more money for Squadron, then it would be much more effective to do it by selling something new, rather than increasing the price of something that most folks interested in buying it already have. Unless, of course, something is going to change in order to make more people want to buy it and spend more on it. Which brings me to the prediction that I have been delaying about as much as I reasonably can. At Citizencon this year, CIG will announce that Squadron 42 will be released for sale in October of 2024. Pre-sales will then be open at a price I predict will be in the $65 to $70 range. Call me crazy, it wouldn't be the first time. Call me hyped up on hopium, and if you know me at all, you know that really isn't me. The one single consistent principle behind CIG's pricing strategy is that things sold as concepts have their price increased either when their scope changes or they get close to flyable. Since the scope of Squadron 42 is already equally unknown and massive, the only thing left to change is the time to flyable. The basic value proposition of Squadron 42 has always been pay well under the price of a AAA game now and get the AAA game for less than what it will cost at some unknown later time. The only thing that can be changing is the date and the certainty. Why Citizencon? Well, where else would you make that kind of announcement? And if you're planning on a surprise walk-on by one or more of the cast members, it's easier to do that in LA than just about any place else. Why have the release for sale in October of 2024? Well, that would then be the next Citizencon after it. It would also be right in time for holiday sales. 1 year is pretty much the sweet spot for building pre-release hype without fatigue setting in. It would also then have time for the initial buyers of Starfield this year to be ready to buy another game. And finally, returning to the avocado merchants. Why stop selling the game in the meantime? Well, because this kind of release event requires preparations. Preparations raise the possibility of leaks. Leaks lead to speculation and publicity, YouTube videos, and that would lead to a rush of sales at the old price by folks just looking to profit on the price increase. CIG has to be believing that any sale that they lose now at 45 is a sale and more that they will make in a little while at 65 or whatever. And what would cause that? I have my answer. What do you think? And now for an update on our giveaways. First, we have the 10,000, now 12,000 subscribers. Thank you giveaway for the LTI Hull C, the colossal cargo container carrying craft, giving away when the sea goes live. Now on the roadmap for 3.20, and the big annual IAE ship giveaway for the winner's choice, the Galaxy Complete, the massive modular mining moving medical machine, or the B&U Big Box Bargain Bazaar known as the Merchantman. 1 entry per video for both giveaways. Just be a member and be entered automatically. Otherwise, be a subscriber and comment somehow including the secret word. And the secret word for this video is the fruit I used as an example. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.